All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 in Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central time folk. I am Mad Statter, and I do enjoy the fact that my name is associated with an illicit substance. No, Molly is not on Molly, but that is awesome that one might think I am. All right, you guys, looks like all y'all are hanging out, waiting for things to start. So I want to say hello to Michael Anthony Smith, and I want to say hello to Terry in Scotland coming in from a very long trip from Scotland. Right. And then we've got Shock holding down the house, Devin in the house as well, and of course, Rick and Darlene. And we've got my favorite Finn, PPB Bang, which I guess he's the furthest one to travel here, isn't he? I think he might be the furthest one from the locale I am at least. All right, we've got Gina Gamba also coming in, welcoming everybody here. Let's see, who else do I have? Darlene, we've got Devin. I can't remember if I said hi to Devin, but I know that I read her name. And let's see here. Yep, Devin on the YouTube side, perfect. And okay, Shock on the YouTube side. Talking about teamwork's the best. All right, I think as of this very moment, unless of course things have changed, which they might, I've said hello to most people. No, I did not. I did not say hello to Pussycat yet, or eMusic. Hey, you guys, how's it? Good to see you. And let's see here. God dang it, y'all. It's taking longer and longer to get through that there chat because y'all are just so happy to see one another. It makes me so happy to see all of you here chatting away with everybody. And it looks like Kenny from the Cove has got in. Aloha fan, man, the test kitchen at Kenny from the Cove Labs is busy tonight. Barbecue chicken thighs in your Ninja air fryer. Whoops, hold on. And these thighs are huge. Them chickens did not skip leg day at the gym. I'll tell you what, Kenny, I can't even believe how big the chickens are these days. I mean, you're looking at 5 and 6 pounds. When back in the day, if you have an old recipe book, some people call them cookbooks. Yeah, why I just called it a recipe book, I don't know. If you have a really old cookbook and you look at how to like bake a chicken or whatever, the instructions will just be like, get a 3-pound bird. And and you're just like, 3-pound bird, it'll cook in 45 minutes. And it's like, I don't even know where I could find a 3-pound bird if my life depended on it. And yeah, exactly, Darlene. Back then they were 2 to 3 pounds, but now they're like 5 and 6 pounds. And they don't cook in 45 minutes anymore. They cook in like an hour and a half. I am just amazed at some of the thighs that I see in my packages, or some of the chicken breasts even. Good flippin' lord, these chickens are the sizes of flippin' turkeys at this point. Hey, Cindy Krause, good to see you all up here in the house. All right, excelente. Let's see here. I'm gonna let Shock and Pussycat work out the details of of my warning signals, and and Picola Tea, exactly. Some of those chickens are taller than you. That is so funny. And Pussycat, right, your wife uses a Betty Crocker cookbook. It's an older version from your mother. And Pussycat, I'll bet you, just for giggles, if you went out there, as into the kitchen, and grabbed that cookbook and looked up the recipe for how to roast a chicken, they'll be talking about 2 and 3 and 4 pound birds. And I'll tell you right now, good luck finding one. But what I can tell you, you're going to have great luck finding, is the intro to the party that we're about to get started. Let's do it. Alrighty, yes, I know how that is. Cindy Krause, you come back from doing something, you put everything away, you sit down, and suddenly it's Nap time. Nap time. And let's see here. Hold on. Someone came in. Mama Sean. Mama Sean came in. And hey, Mama Sean, you're in Arizona. I have something for Arizona people today. I have something for Florida people today. I have something for Maryland people today. I have something for Virginia people today. I have something for Kentucky today. I have Pennsylvania stuff today. I have California stuff today. And I have a Hawaii stuff today. So, all these people who may or may not be from the continental United States plus Hawaii. Oh, I didn't think about... Yes, Michael Anthony Smith, Pennsylvania. I chose these locations for very specific reasons. And basically, it's a continuation of the conversation that we had last stream about the oldest bars in the neighborhood. And so, or in the different states. And, okay, people, you have a match starting. You might be back after. Have a good one. Sweet, dude. Hope to see you. I don't know what kind of match it is, but I'm assuming it's some kind of boop-a-doop or karate type or whatever. So you go do you, and we'll be here. And Pussycat is making us all a little bit jealous, maybe. My wife made a huge batch of homemade macaroni and cheese and a meatloaf. Yum. 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 But we're not talking about food right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to talk about food later. I have a whole thing about food too. Okay? Okay? But right now we're going to talk about Pennsylvania. Just for a quick little minute, we're going to talk about Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania, they got themselves a super old bar in a place called Bristol. And that's right. When I made these little slideshows, I, had to include a map and stuff. But there is this thing in Bristol, Pennsylvania, y'all. And it is called the King George II Inn, and it's the oldest bar in that there, Pennsylvania. And I found a few pictures of olden days and more modern days. This is obviously a more modern take. But this next picture, same angle, different day. And that circled little thing, yes, indeedy, that is where Bristol is. And so there you have it, Rabbit. King George II in Bristol, Pennsylvania, is got the oldest bar in Pennsylvania. Now, you probably maybe are wondering, Mama Sean, what about Arizona? I can tell you about Arizona. Arizona's got this place in Prescott, Arizona. It's called the Palace. And it is the oldest tavern in Arizona. And check out their swinging doors. They are the original. Prescott, of course, is just north of Phoenix on their map. I suppose I should stop the map so people can look at it. These slides go by real fast, and I still haven't figured out how to slow them down. So we're just going to have to, let that happen. But in Prescott, Arizona is where you're going to find these swinging doors up there on that second floor. That is where the whorehouse was. And so, God dang it, that's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. So, boom, and then stop right there. That is where Prescott is. So this bar, the Palace, is in Prescott. All right, you guys. So, how about Shock? Shock, do you know where the oldest bar in Virginia is? Because I can tell you where the oldest bar in Virginia is. It's in Abingdon. And that is the oldest bar. There really wasn't a lot of pictures of Abingdon Tavern. So here it is, right here. Here's the picture, and there's where it is. And even though it looks like that they're in North Carolina, they're actually in Virginia. And exactly, Shock, I'm going to tell you whether you like it or not. It's Prescott, like Biscuit. Wait, Prescott. Okay, Prescott, like Biscuit. I don't think... Wait, do you mean biscuit? No, wait. I don't think you and I pronounce Bisquick the same way. But Prescott. Okay, I think, is it Prescott the way I just, other than, Prescott. Oh, wow. I'm gonna, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna know how to say that. But Abingdon, I learned, Prescott. Okay. That I can understand. He used to live in Asheville, North Carolina, and Biscuit. Oh, Biscuit. Prescott, Biscuit. See, but I don't say biscuit. I say biscuit. All right, you guys. Yeah. All right, you guys. I don't know nothing. But what I do know is Florida's got a pretty awesome bar. Florida's bar is in Fernandina Beach. And it's also called the Palace Saloon, just like the one in Arizona. And Fernandina Beach is just north of Jacksonville. And the coolest thing about the Fernandina Beach, first off, this was one of the coolest things. It looks like they still have, do you guys remember this? Do you guys know what this is? You guys know what this is, right? You're old. You're all old enough to know what this is, right? And yeah. So I thought this was cute, but my favorite thing about this place, you see your house in the map. Awesome, dude. And yes, a cigarette machine. But this is my favorite picture right here. Look. Well, actually, wait. Hold on. Maybe I got a better one. Oh, I didn't. Dang it. I thought I got a picture of just the jukebox. Because that jukebox just makes me want to go there. And, oh, god dang it. No, go back. There we go. Look at that there jukebox over there. It is a real-life, old-fashioned Wurlitzer. It is a real-life Wurlitzer. Back in the day. And then also, you guys, this is, I gotta say, y'all, this right here, look at the detail. This, I think, was my favorite bar of all the ones in the States that I chose to look at. And look at the pressed, I'm assuming the pressed tin ceiling, and all of those you probably cannot tell from this picture, but all of those, the floor are individual little inch by inch tiles. You know, the super tiny tiles. So that entire floor is tiled. The pressed tin ceiling. This bar, honestly, y'all, Florida has never been a place that I'm like, ooh, I want to go. I kind of want to go check out this bar. I really, I really like it. And Cindy Krause, so the second oldest bar in California is the Elkhorn. That's cool. According to the Googles, the oldest bar in California is the Iron Door. Not the second, but the oldest. And Iron Door is out in a town, let's see, where is it called? It's out in Groveland. That's right. And where's Groveland? Groveland is way the heck east of I-5. It's east of San Francisco. It's kind of out in the middle of the boonies. And Pussycat, you have an Iron Horse as well. This is an Iron Door. This is called Iron Door, established 1852. Yes, Bacola Tea, the last stream we talked about the brick the Roslyn, and they do indeed still have a running water spittoon. Charming yet gross. And Chuck, okay, I see the Elkhorn is in the town of Cindy Krause. I got it. But here's the deal. That's not the oldest. And so we're just talking about the oldest. Although I will look out for the Elkhorn, as it were. But this is the Iron Door, and the Iron Door is a little bit older. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Michael Anthony Smith, good nighty night. Ahui ho, I'm glad you're here for the Pennsylvania part of the thing. And yes, Pussycat, I'm not at all surprised that that an Iron Horse saloon would be popular with the bikers. I think that is a little bit of a slang for about their motorcycle. And let's see here. So while I was babbling about all sorts of things, all y'all were talking about things and stuff like the Elkhorn. And I guess there's a tavern called the Tun or the Tun Tavern. And it's, well, I don't know where it is. So it's somewhere and it's old, but all right, that's cool. I don't have any idea where it is. So I can't have any maps. And there you have it, Rand. Let's see here. So, Thomas the Turtle, good to see you here. We are talking about the oldest bars in the different states. So far, we've gotten to, let's see here. We did California, we did Florida, we did Pennsylvania. I don't think we did Maryland yet, though. Maryland has a cute little bar in Annapolis, and it's called the Middleton Tavern, established 1750. And it is still hanging out, doing its thing. And to me, it looks like I never would have guessed that it would be that old. It looks actually like a very modern bar. But that's where Annapolis is. I got to tell you, I learned the shape of Maryland today. And Maryland's a very strange shape. But I now understand why they are known for their seafood, because holy flirking snit, Maryland has a lot of shoreline. Yeah, so there you go. And Darlene is going to ask a question that I have an answer to, but I want to know if Picola T has the answer to that question. And she does not. So, y'all, are we ready to cross the ocean? Boop. Smith's Union Bar in Chinatown, Oahu, Honolulu, Oahu. That is right, Honolulu, Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, 19 North Hotel Street. That is right, Smith's Union Bar, says Thomas the Turtle. He knows what's up. Oldest bar on the islands. And looking at the neighborhood, not exactly shocked that it's the oldest bar on the islands. And looking at the neighborhood, I wouldn't be surprised if lots of folks would be skeeved and sketched out going there. I, on the other hand, said, hey, I want to check that out. An option, maybe you and I can go check out Smith's Aloha or Smith's Union Bar together. And ton rhymes with sun. Okay, so it's, okay, ton rhymes with sun. Good to know. But yes, indeed, honestly, option, it does look like my kind of place. I'm all about the sketchy dive bar action, and this is exactly everything I hoped the oldest bar in Hawaii would be. And eMusic, oh, Smith's got some new signage. Sounds like eMusic had an idea what the oldest bar in Hawaii might be. And oh, the Tun Tavern is in Philadelphia. Got it. But it's not the oldest. It's not the oldest bar in Pennsylvania. And so it's not on the list today. Not on the list today. And let's see here. Hold on. Pussycat, Boot Hill Saloon across the street from the graveyard. And they say grab a seat. It's better here than across the street. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. And exactly, eMusic, the good Chinese restaurants are near Smith's. Yes, because this is Chinatown, apparently, according to all neighborhood maps. So, yes, indeed, this is the Hawaii bar. And so let's see here. We did the Arizona bar. We did that. Did we do the Kentucky bar yet? So there's a little bar in Kentucky. I think we did do the Kentucky bar. No, maybe we didn't. It's a little bar in Kentucky. It's called the Talbot Tavern, and it's in Bardstown, apparently. And let's see here. I liked this picture and this picture because they were both basically the same thing. And then look at that fireplace, and then that's where Bardstown is. So hold on, of course. We're going to have to do things and stuff. So those were good pictures. That's a neato fireplace. But boop. That's where Bardstown is, y'all. So Louisville, however the flip you say that. My uncle coached me because that's where he lived, but I don't remember. Louisville. It's south of Louisville. It's called Bardstown, and I'm sure that's not how they say it, but whatever. And this is what it looks like inside. And some of these places, like this place right here, the Talbot, they have turned in some fancy pants restaurants. I was looking at their food and I was like, oh, and like some of them were like, you don't need a reservation, but we encourage you to have a reservation. So some of these oldest bars in every state, and Andre, this isn't just a bars across the U.S. tour. This is oldest bar in every state. We're not hitting all 50. I just tried to pick states that I knew people were from. And you might have missed the California one, which, by the way, we can always go back for just a quick minute. And let's see here. So hold on. Okay, you guys are talking about some other California bars. Got it. And Pacola Tea, I absolutely want to go visit some of these bars. The one in Kentucky, it looks really nice, but it looks a little too fancy. But Andre, sorry, it took me a second to remember who I was trying to talk to. We're going to revisit the California bar. The California bar, that's the oldest bar in California, is called the Iron Door, and it's in Groveland. And Groveland, as I'm sure you may or may not know, is east of San Francisco. And let's see here. Thomas the Turtle, I did not think to grab the oldest bar in New York, so I don't have any pictures. But what I am going to do, or am doing, the old 76 house in Tappan, New York. Cool, I'm gonna look that up. And let's see here. You've heard of that place, as Andre, but never been. And some real dives are the White Eagle and the famous Poor Waltz in Flagler Beach. Oh, okay. Well, see, I'll go to Florida for that too. That sounds awesome. And okay, so let's see. Who else did we talk about yet today? We talked about California. We talked about Maryland. We talked about Florida. We talked about Pennsylvania. Did we talk about Kentucky? Yep, we talked about Kentucky. And we talked about Virginia. Yep. All right, yeah, no, I think we covered it all. All right, so that's all the bar talk we've got that I know of today. But I just thought it was kind of neat. All of them so different and yet so old. And I got to say, that stupid palace in Florida. I mean, actually, the palace in Prescott, Arizona. I think I said it right this time. That one looked cool too, but that stupid Florida one, I was just blown over by the ceiling, the Wurlitzer, the cigarette machines, the tile floor, everything. I was enamored by it. And let's see here. Pacola Tea, Ellensburg has a first and last chance tavern. First one, you come to town. Last one before you leave town. Makes sense. I don't think I've ever been there before. And let's see here. And Schultz-Garten, while Schultz-Garten also serves a mashup of German American and barbecue, they're always recognized as not only the oldest bar in Austin, but the oldest operating business in Texas. Schultz-Garten was founded by August Schultz, and it was frequented by German immigrants. Not even surprised that they were frequented by German immigrants. And let's see here. Dr. Steve said oh really? So Dr. Steve said the Melrose Bar in Renton had a running water spittoon too back in the day. I don't know where the Melrose Bar is. I've never heard of it. I don't even know if it's still open. But not at all surprised that Renton, and I'm assuming it's downtown Renton, would have had a bar like that. Renton is an oddly, it has morphed into nothing but a suburban nightmare, but the downtown core of Renton is oddly cute. It's an oddly cute small town. It's not a small town anymore. In fact, it's, like I said, nothing but suburban nightmares. But the actual little part that once was a cute downtown is still a very cute downtown. And let's see here. The newest, oldest bar on Wisconsin list is the Nelson's Hall Bitters Pub, located on Washington Island, open since 1832. But our last stream, we talked about a different bar that was the oldest bar. And I think it was younger than the bar that you just mentioned. So that's weird that they would, all right. So I guess some of these oldest bars maybe are in question. And let's see here. You drank a glass of Pinot yesterday. It destroyed your sleep. Well, Shock, your sleep is so fragile. I'm not even surprised that it destroyed your sleep. And Pussycat, I've been to every bar within 100 miles in my younger days. That's right. Hey, Hawaiian 5-0, good to see you. Dropped in to smash that like button. Oh, you are so sweet, Hawaiian 5-0. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Now you got to do your your rounds. Be back, big hugs. Good. I'm so stoked you could come in. If nothing else, to smash that like button and say aloha. And that's right, Picola T. Your BFFs own a tap room in the old Renton City Hall. Their office is the former jail. You've told me that, and I need to go visit that place. And you Shock, you like the Berliner pub in Renton, even though their most prominent beer sign was for Spaten, which is a Munich beer. Well, honestly, honey, I think you're one of the only people that would really even notice that. And Andre, that's right, you've been to Renton twice, once to see Jimi Hendrix Memorial and the other time to see Andy. Precisely. And awesome, Andre, thank you so much for gifting those subs. And let's see here. Oh, it's called The Four Generals? Okay, cool, I'm writing that down. All right, cool. And let's see here. So, let's see here. Yeah, Andre, thank you for that gift sub for Lindsay. And they also served your lady beer in the wrong kind of glass. Shameful. Okay, well, first off, technically opened in 1832 before Wisconsin became a state in 1848, so could be off the list for that. Maybe, Rick, but I don't know. But that is a good little quirk of, well, maybe. But Shock, okay, they served your lady beer in the wrong kind of glass. Shameful. I don't know what a lady beer is. I don't know what a lady beer is. And I should Google it. Well, I could, but you guys don't want to watch my Google face, my slack-jawed, huh? What? You guys already have to, like, watch that enough. And, but if they've got, I will say, oh, it's 1/3 of a liter. It's small. Oh. So, wait. So they served you too big of a beer? Oh, but it was a dark, and they served it in a glass labeled for a lager. Got it. Okay. And Picola T, do you know which president's actions spurred the huge growth of craft breweries? Well, I would assume it was, the Volstead Act? Wasn't that what made Prohibition happen? But I don't know what you're asking, Picola T, but I'm curious what the answer is. And, Kenny, you don't think you've ever been in a high-class bar? And it's on your bucket list to take me to Peggy's two-stepper in Austin. Hands down, that's the diviest honky-tonk you've ever been in. Well, that's awesome. But really, I mean, fancy bars, the fanciest bars I've ever been to were always hotel bars. But let me tell you, dude, some hotel bars can be mighty gosh darn fancy. And the very best vodka sour I ever have drank in my life, I still dream about it, was purchased at the Wall Center Hotel in Vancouver, British Columbia, at the bar that they've got there. They hand make their sour mix individually for every drink, and we'll just leave it at that. Gotcha. Okay, so regional glassware in Germany is a thing. Cologne has skinny cylindrical glasses. Bavaria has the giant glass mug, etc., etc. Well, now, Shock, does that have to do more... Okay, so many thoughts swirling in my head. So, I know that different types of wine require different types of glasses. Not only red wine versus white wine, but very specific... A Merlot versus a Chianti, two different types of glasses, right? Has to do with how you experience the drink, the flavors, the bouquet. So based on that knowledge, I'm wondering, do the shapes of the glasses for beer have to do with the types of beer that those regions are known for making? I think I asked that question right. Because that wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, actually, it totally would. I guess what I'm saying is that would make sense to me. And hold on, Scary Dive Bar. Cindy says Scary Dive Bar was in Hope Valley, Rhode Island. The bikers drove their hogs and parked inside the bar. Oh, I wouldn't like that. Oh no, I wouldn't like that. That would be too stinky. Too noisy. I would get afraid that they would... No, I don't... No. No. Kenny, you do want to knock one back at the Menger Hotel Bar in San Antone. Maybe before the night is over, you'll see Teddy Roosevelt's ghost. They say he haunts that bar. Interesting. Oh, okay. And, you want to try the Secret Door in West Seattle? I don't even know what the Secret Door is in West Seattle. Is that what used to be Poggy's, which is a basement bar? And, Shock, yes, they serve different beers in different glasses, but I don't know if it matters for experience, or not. I'll bet you it does. To those who know, I'll bet you it does. Oh, Picola Tea, Jimmy Carter, he signed a bill which allowed sale of home brew that led to explosion of craft breweries in the 80s. Oh, awesome. Okay. That does make sense. That totally makes sense. And if I remember correctly, one of the first craft breweries to get like super popular was some brewery out of Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, I think, was like the start of the mainstreaming of the craft brewery. Oh, Henry Weinhard's. Oh, right. I guess he probably was too. And you know, what about whatchamacallit guy? The East Coast dude, Samuel Adams. I'll bet you he's part of that that wave too. Oh, Henry Weinhard's is a Portland brewery. That is a Portland brewery. You're right. I forgot about that. That's not the one I was thinking of, though, when I was saying what I was saying. But Weinhard's came out before the one I was thinking of. I want to say it was Red Hook, but I know that Red Hook wasn't from Portland, Oregon. It's from Seattle, Washington. But Cindy Krause, one of the bars in Paso, was on a ghost hunting show. Ooh, that might be cool. That might be cool. And let's see here. All right, I will read the beer glasses later because that is exactly something I care about, oddly enough. But yeah, you know, you guys, wouldn't it be awesome if we were infinity rich and we could all just meet each other at places to go drinking and seeing if we can see ghosts? And Picola Tea, Red Hook started in Seattle. Yes, and they were the first major craft. Oh, they were the first major craft brewery. They sold out, of course, and went corporate. Exactly, exactly. And yes, I was wondering for a second there, Pussycat, why you said, thus, Billy Beer. I knew exactly what Billy Beer was, but I didn't know it prompted that comment until I scrolled out further and figured out, oh, that's what he was talking about. There we go. There we go. And well, Gina, you can be our sober person to point and laugh at us. And you can be our control copy in the sense that it's like, if we are seeing ghosts, but you're not, then maybe we're not really seeing ghosts either. And Darlene, it would be fun as long as you could rest up. Yes, exactly. And exactly, Picola T, you speak the truth. Every bar hopping group needs a DD. Exactly. And even if you're not a driver, it doesn't matter, Honey Bunches. You can still be the designated Uber caller. And that's right, Shock. You can be the DD. Yes, there we have it. And it's not the secret door. Wait, it's not the secret door in the alley. They have a kind of secret door in West Seattle. I honestly, Andre, I am so intrigued on what I don't know what you're talking about. I can truly say I have no idea what you're talking about. And Shock, you were the designated driver for your champagne tours outside of Paris. Your friends kept saying, "Are you sure you don't want to try this?" You know, it's so funny. As someone, I guess, who doesn't really like wine, I do like champagne. Don't get me wrong. I love champagne. But I also know a lot of people who don't like champagne. And champagne is a kind of wine, as it were. It seems really weird. Like, are you sure you don't? Because chances are, if someone doesn't like a certain type of wine, like, I know I don't like Chardonnay. I know I don't like Merlot. I know I don't like these things. So even though I drink, I would not be drinking any of those things on a tour of Merlot whatevernesses or Chardonnay winery, you know. So it's like, why would you keep asking me if I want to have a drink? Trust me, if I wanted a drink, I would. But what you're drinking is so gross, I couldn't even, you know. Right, exactly. And since you dislike champagne intensely, a lot of people dislike champagne intensely. That you're not unusual in that. I am the opposite. I love champagne. Only expensive champagne. I've found that out. But it's like, dude, just, you know, if you don't, I guess because I spend a lot of time with people who drink wine that I can't stand, there's no urge to drink when you're drinking something disgusting. No Prosecco. That is so funny you should say that, Shock, because my boss the other day was celebrating, we're not going to get into what, and she was like, I opened a bottle of Prosecco. Do you want to share it with me? And I was just like, no. You can have the whole bottle of Prosecco. I don't need the Prosecco. And yes, indeedy, Pussycat, we can have a Lono listening break in about maybe 1 minute. Oh, you like cava, not Prosecco. I don't know what cava is. Is that the Spanish version of champagne? And Prosecco is the Italian one? Prosecco is just generally a little too sweet for me. And let's see here. Your hoity-toity friend who has houses in London and Paris told me he knows what that nasty taste is, but the simple answer is you have expensive taste. Okay, cava is the Spanish version. I don't know if I've ever had cava, but Shock, my best guess is, and obviously I don't know what ones you like, but if you like the expensive tasting champagnes versus the not ones, as do I, you basically don't like, it's the nasty wine aftertaste, and what you're looking for is a more developed yeast flavor. You appreciate the yeast flavor in the champagne, it sounds like, I'm guessing, whereas I do too. whereas a lot of other people don't like that at all. And so there you have it, Rabbit. And oh wow, there's a tiny pub in Terry and Scotland, Hamilton, that had Lowenbrow on tap. That stuff was delicious. I've never seen Lowenbrow on tap. That is for sure. And let's see here. Dr. Steve said the best beer he ever had was at the Rainier Room at the Rainier Brewery, for owners and bartenders. Perfect temp, perfect pour every time. I gotta tell you, actually, even though I'm not a huge fan of Red Hook, Red Hook beers, when I took the Red Hook brewery tour, I was drinking their beer like no tomorrow, because the perfect temperature, the perfect pour, the right glass makes all the difference in the world. And I'm not at all surprised that even something as simple as Rainier could be elevated to the next level with the proper everythings. And let's see here. Shock, you'd probably drink a dark beer in Bavaria if you got back there, but you just don't see that happening. Got it. And you've had strong and gross drinks in the past and hated how I felt the morning after. You have no desire to drink it all. Fair enough. Which is why you're a great designated Uber caller, because you will be able to work the phone. All right, on that note, y'all, it is 2 minutes past our Lono listening break time, and we have got a tune that Lono learned when he was visiting Mexico back in the day. I have no idea, but I believe it was back in the 1900s. That's how long ago it was. And you can get this song on the Old Style 7, and it is called Sin T. So here we go. By the way, you guys, he's singing this in Spanish. He knows so many. He doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't speak Hawaiian. That's what he says. Doesn't speak them, but he sings them.
Sin T. Nunca más estarás junto a mí. Sentí que me puede aportar si lo que me has logrado esté aquí. Clemencia, mi dolor, las pedras de mi amor, te le lavas el fin. Sentí ese inútil ver, como inútil será el quererte olvidar. Nunca más estarás junto a mí. Sentí que me puede aportar si lo que me has ignorado es está aquí. Raza de mi amor, te le lavas el fin. Sentí inútil ferver. Como inútil será el que te verá.
All right, there we have it, Rabbit. And you know, I have to say, whenever a musician ends his little song with dut dut dut, like that one just ended up, am I the only one that says cha cha cha? Because every time I hear that little choo choo choo, all I can say is cha cha cha. And all right, Kenny, yes, your test kitchen has been closed. The chicken thigh experiment was a raging success. The engineers and custodians will soon deal with the aftermath. Yes, for science sake. Exactly. I'm gonna go check out that picture on your social media once we're done here because, I think you said it was barbecue chicken thighs or whatever. That sounds delicious. And let's see here. Your favorite bar right now is Waku. You love eating their sweet and sour at the bar. This is saying a lot. I don't really like bars. You remember walking by the old school bars in your hood and seeing old men filling the place at like 8 in the morning, and you've never gone to that bar to this day, and you're never going to be the old man at the bar at 8 in the morning. Yeah, well, first off, you got to find the right bar that's even open at 8 in the morning, and Waku is not it. They open at 4. On Sundays, they open at 3. And that would be PM, y'all. But there are some bars in the area. Elmer's Pub, I think, opens at like 7 or 8 in the morning. And then I know there's a bar right down by the docks called the Chelan, and they open, I think, at 6. And, yeah, dude, there's some pretty hardcore stuff. And, have I seen the Vietnamese duck truck? Not that I know of. I'll click the link and then check it later because I don't have time for it at the moment. But I did click it. It's in a window. I will watch it, but not right now. But speaking of science and all over your kitchen, Darlene, I did this for you because, you know, you asked the last stream and you wanted to know. And so, hold on one sec. The ABC Lounge Pussycat says used to open at 9. You had a few people you called the Breakfast Club. Oh, of course. Of course you did. You wouldn't be opening at 9 unless you had a Breakfast Club, basically. And your dad used to go to Gaffney's Pub in Wheaton, and if we were home from school for any reason, we would go with him. You still remember how the grease and cigarette smoke perfumed the air? Absolutely, yeah. The smell, yeah. The cigarette smoke and the grease, that's exactly it. And Darlene, yes indeedy. Yes indeedy, we've got ourselves a tofu situation going on. And this is some marinated pressed fried tofu. You could also bake it instead. And this is a good beginner tofu thing. I know, Picola T, doesn't it look yummy? I mean, like, yummy. And so, Darlene, I don't know if you've ever, yes, it does look good. Right. That's why I chose this recipe, because I was like, this looks like something almost anybody would eat, right? And it looks yummy, but is it actually yummy? I think it probably would be because it basically, the tofu takes on the flavor that you marinate it in, right? And but the key to getting it nice and brown and nice and crisp like this is pressing it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I wonder what happened. All right, well, here we go. I thought I had a picture of a tofu press, but I obviously did not. Anyway, so Darlene, if you are going to traverse down the concept of tofu cooking, you're going to need to get familiar with the idea of pressing your tofu. and you press the tofu in order to get all the extra liquid out, right? And so what you're gonna do is, if you don't have a tofu press, lots of people don't, most people don't, you can just use you can put your tofu on a clean dish towel and wrap your tofu in a clean dish towel, and then put like a cast iron Dutch oven or something heavy, and then like put books in the cast iron Dutch, to absolute boop-a-doop, squeeze it. And then after about a half an hour, you'll probably be good, right? And so after you've squeezed your tofu, what you're gonna want to do, because yeah, that's right, I did it. What you're gonna want to do is follow this recipe, right? So you're gonna have, whoops, hold on. No, you guys. All right. So you're gonna take that pressed tofu, and you're going to, well, actually, here we go. Why don't we do all this first? All right, there we go. So these are the, oh, Andre, you can already buy pressed tofu to start with? Well, shoot, gosh darn heck fork, I had no idea. But yeah, but here's the seasoning for the marinade, right? Some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, a little bit of sesame oil, a little bit of sweetener of your choice, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, a little bit of water or whatever. And basically, marinate it up for at least 30 minutes, up to 2 days. And then what you're going to do is you're going to remove those pieces from the marinade and cook them in medium high heat. You really want them to be like, it's a hot heat that you want to be cooking. And save that marinade with some cornstarch and use it as a sauce later. So this what are the words I'm looking for? This recipe will obviously be up on this stream, and I'll probably even post this recipe on my Discord. And this recipe is basically just an outline for how to do stuff. You don't have to use that, you don't have to use the exact marinade. It just is giving you an idea of how to cook with the stuff, right? And yeah, Cindy, wait, hold on. Cindy, your friend just asked if you wanted some teriyaki chicken, rice, and Brussels sprouts wrapped in bacon. The answer, of course, is yes. Then the answer is, and then can I have some more? And then the answer is, and after that, I want some more. And Picola tea, here we go, tofu tip. After pressing out the water, toss cubes and potato flour so they'll have a nice crust in the fry pan. Also won't have to use as much thickener. Yes, and actually, from what I understand, if you don't have potato flour, cornstarch can work too, from what I read with the person who was providing that recipe. And Mama Sean throwing down, I had a decent recipe for tofu chili I used to make for a friend. If you want me to look for it, you can. And yes, and Mama Sean, if you do feel like looking for it, I don't know if you're a member of my Discord, but if you are able to access the Discord, which I don't have up right now, so I can't give you a link for it. But if you want to put that recipe on the recipes page, that would be super awesome. And let's see here. You've never had tofu or sushi. Fancy name equals not fancy taste. Well, Pussycat, I'm glad I don't know what tofu is. Well, tofu is soybean curd, is what it is. And oh, Andre, of course they have pre-marinated and pressed tofu to make it even lazier. That totally makes sense. And PPP Bang, just so you know, and lots of people don't use this term properly, or don't use this term as it's really intended. Sushi, just so you know, is the rice. Sushi is the rice used in... Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much, Gina. Gina just threw down the Discord link. But sushi is what technically is all about the rice. And then it's what you put with the rice that makes it what we call sushi. So it doesn't have to have raw fish. Sushi rice is a very specific preparation of rice. It's not just rice. It's a very specific way to prepare the rice. It looks like it's just rice. It is not. You have to soak the rice, you have to wash the rice, you have to cook the rice, you have to fan the rice, you have to cool the rice, you have to season the rice. Making sushi rice takes years to learn how to make properly. So it's actually all about the rice. And then it's what you put on it. Lots of people put raw fish on top of it. I do not. Some people, like me, put deep fried shrimp on it. Some people, like me, put cucumber on it. Some people, like me, put crab meat on it, all of which is cooked. So you actually can have, my best guess is, if you are open to rice, you probably could find a sushi that is acceptable to you. Now, in regards to the tofu, there's a texture thing there that some people can't get over. But for me, when tofu is pressed properly, seasoned properly, and fried properly, it almost has the texture of a really thick cut of bacon. And so I don't really mind that. And right, exactly, PPP Bang, it sounds so much better than raw fish. Here's the deal. Daughter 2 coming in with some facts. Fanning the rice makes the rice shiny. I did not know that, but I absolutely knew that fanning the rice was a huge part of making sushi rice. And PPP Bang, if you want to really sound like you know what you talking about, the raw fish, the raw meat part of the sushi, that's technically sashimi. That's actually the word for the raw the raw meat is sashimi. And so if you ever are at a place that's like, we serve sashimi, that's when you want to go, awesome, I don't want that. So, but that being said, lots and lots of people use the term sushi to mean the raw fish dish, just like you thought. Just like you thought. So you weren't really wrong, because like, colloquially speaking, common use of the term, it does mean the raw fish. But if you really want to throw out a, well, actually, that, my friend, is a well, actually, that is based in reality. And peanut tofu is good, y'all say. I have never seen that. But I would definitely try it. And Andre, dude, you're so right. My favorite fin. You can put that stinky Finnish smoked fish on your sushi rice. Absolutely you can. In fact, that would probably be considered a Japanese Finnish fusion of gloriousness. A real life sushi chef would approve of that move for sure. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland saying that there's sesame tofu. The tofu known as goma tofu is made by grinding, and I don't know if I said that right, is made by grinding sesame into a smooth paste, combining with liquid and kudzu starch, and heating it until curdling occurs. It's also served chilled as hayayako. Okay. I don't know if I would like that as much as the peanut, just because sesame is very strong flavor, but I am absolutely okay with the idea and willing to try it. And Mama Sean, I'm totally right there with you. I can take tofu or leave it, but I figure if you have to process it so much, I'll stick with whatever it is they're trying to make it taste like. There we go. And let's see here. Option, throwing down the soapbox. I know. I can't help it. I just cannot help being a soapboxer. It's why I made it as one of my first emotes. And it usually smells like weed. I approve of that smell, but a lot of people don't. And picola tea, sometimes you just eat cold tofu with grated ginger and soy. So refreshing. There we go. And let's see here. You're gonna do. Whoa! I just did something. You're going to do some research and just try to incorporate some choices. There you go. There you go. Burnt weed is a nastier smell than unsmoked. True. True. Very true. Very true. If you spill some bong water, you know that. I mean, I don't know that. I've never, not once, ever. And let's see here. Shock making sure that Darlene doesn't overdose on some TOFUs, making sure her balances, her vitamin balances stay all properly mineraled. I realized that made no sense, but that's okay. And I know, right? It is. Spilled bong water is such a nasty smell. Yes, it is. And no, not once indeed. That is correct. Shock, not once indeed. And let's see here. Okay, so not a huge fan of tofu, but we really like to try some peanut tofu. Yeah, I actually, I've never heard of such shenanigans, but I'm curious. And so apparently there's almond tofu. Okay. It's a milky white and gelatinous substance resembling tofu, but does not use soy products or soy milk. It's hardened with agar. Similar dessert made with coconut milk or mango juices may occasionally be referred to as coconut tofu or mango tofu, although such names are also given to hot dishes that use soy tofu and coconut or mango in the recipe. I can honestly say I've never heard of mango tofu. And yeah, I don't really know. Let's see here. So you're still mad at you for the death march around Crystal City when you visited last time. Oops. Let's see here. Oh no, BB Bang, you once spilled your bong water on top of your weed and it made the water go purple. The strain was Purple Kush, but they added some coloring. Oh, that's messed up, dude. Oh, that would piss me off. I would be very angry at that. I don't want my weed to be colored. I am so shocked that they do that. Oh my God. I am offended. Oh, so you were smoking the dye? I have some thoughts about that. But right, you didn't even realize it till you saw the water go purple. I just, no, I'm just, no, no, that makes me mad. And Darlene, last year when you were in Hawaii, there's definitely some strong smells we happened upon too. Well, I'll tell you, dude, in Seattle, you're going to smell it everywhere. Well, that's not true. You might smell urine in other places, but for the most part, in public, you are going to be smelling weed everywhere. It doesn't even matter if there's a cop within arm's reach. The Seattle cops do not enforce the no smoking in public law, which is good and bad. It's great for people in Seattle until people in Seattle go to like a city like Spokane where they do enforce that part of the law, and then you end up getting a ticket for $100 for consuming your marijuana in public. I don't know this from personal experience except for my own personal experience, but yeah. And at PB Bang, you've heard New York only smells like piss and weed, and you were watching a Finnish streamer in New York, and I asked him how it smelled, and he says, it does indeed smell like piss and weed. Yes, there you go. San Francisco, also a real stench of urine in the air, and in certain and particular neighborhoods in San Francisco, like the Tenderloin, sometimes you get blessed with the stench of wet, hot urine hitting old, dried urine to create this impressive cloud of urine stench that you didn't know could ever exist. And option, actually, that's kind of what I did say. It's kind of what I did say to the officer that came over to me. I was so confused. I was like, it's legal where I'm from. And he's just like, no, it's not. Yeah. Yeah. And let's see here. Oh, PPP Bang, I knew what the problem was. The funny thing is you know how when like you know how when you know that they're coming for you, like that person is I'm the one that they're coming towards. I was at the edge of a park, and then suddenly I noticed way down the walkway of the park, this official vehicle was on the sidewalk of the park, and they clearly had a destination in mind. And I'm all just sitting there smoking my joint, and I'm like, I wonder who they're going for, because clearly they're going after some. Hey, I wonder, shoot, they're not stopped. Oh man, I bet they're after me. And so I put the joint out before they got there. And I even asked him as he gave me the ticket. I offered him the roach. I said, "So do you need to keep the contraband for evidence?" Actually, that's not what I said. What I said was, "So you need to keep the contraband?" I had a kind of a bad attitude with him. And he laughed and said, "No, it was less than an ounce, so I was allowed to keep it. I just wasn't allowed to consume it." And well, PPP Bang, this level of busted is so not busted. It was the equivalent of having an open container of beer in the public park, which you're also not allowed to have. It was just an open container ticket. But I still was annoyed. So yeah, there we go. But I was still very, very annoyed. And let's see here. And hold on, let's see here, Darlene. And when we went to see the eclipse and visited Ann Arbor, Michigan, it was everywhere. Yes, it was the hash bash, I think is what it was, on the college grounds. Yeah, you could get off just driving or walking through that. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, yeah, Picola T, that was basically what he's saying. Is like, you can only hold on to it and look at it. And you know, frankly, the joint was almost done. After he left, I just threw it on the ground. I was like, I don't need this anymore. What was done was done. And what was actually quite funny was, because the cops came in pairs, right? And oh yeah, no, not at all. No, because it's legal for recreational use in this state. If it weren't legal for recreational use, it would have been a whole different thing. But it's legal for recreational use, which is why I wasn't exactly too worried about it. And so while the dude cop was all getting uptight and writing me a ticket and the chick that was with him, I was chatting her up because they were looking at they were looking at my ID, and they were like, what are you doing? You live in Seattle. What are you doing in Spokane? Well, I was in Spokane for a roller derby tournament, and I was explaining to them what we were doing, because I was literally right outside the tournament at the convention center. And so as soon as the chick heard about roller derby, she's like, "Oh, my girlfriend, blah, 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 blah." So I ended up talking derby to the other cop, just having a great rapport. I kind of think the dude cop was getting a little bit annoyed because, like, I was clearly not intimidated at all. And so he gave me the ticket, and then I was like, "So do you need my contraband?" Because I clearly wasn't intimidated. He let me keep my contraband. And yeah. And I don't know, Stream Elements. I think PPP Bang has spent more than 0 seconds watching Mad Statter. I could just be me, but I really do think you've spent more than 0 seconds, PPP Bang. Yeah. And mandatory Swedish is terrible and should be abolished in school. Hey, Yves Saint Laurent. Thank you for subscribing via Andre. So really, actually, Andre, thank you for giving that subscription to Yves Saint Laurent 98. And I have no idea if I said that right, because after all, I drink pamplemousse. But I do like to pretend that I know how to say stuff. Mm-hmm. And Kenny, wait, you threw it on the ground? Was there not enough main ingredient left to make a second generation smokable? Uh, oh, Kenny, when it's legal, you don't do that anymore. You just don't. Have you ever seen anybody but a bum use a burnt out cigarette to roll more cigarettes? No, dude. No, you don't do. You don't. When it's legal, it's not. It's you can just go to the store to get more. Ah. And let's see here. Way to segue. I don't even know what I was trying to segue into, y'all. But what I do know is this much I do know. I have been trying to ask you guys this question for weeks now. And so I'm going to just ask it now because I'm going to ask it now. What kind of car is this? I haven't been able to find out what kind of car this is, y'all. It's not a VW Bug. I can tell you that right now. What kind of car is it? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, no, it's not a Volkswagen. A Citroen, says Terry. No, it's not a Volkswagen. That much I can. Okay, so 2 people vote for a Citroen. I don't know how to say that. 3 people say Citroen. Okay. Is that a Deux Chevaux? It's not a Ford, and what the hell? Oh no. So many things are happening right now. It's a French Citroen, says Kenny, and I'm assuming that the Deux Chevaux is something to do with that as well. Okay. Let's see here. 2 horses. Oh, 2 horses is what deux chevaux mean. Okay. And I know that I'm not saying that right. I know I'm not saying that right. And Terry coming in. That's so cute. Citron, French pronunciation gibberish. Okay. It's a French automobile brand. Let's see here. 1919. Citroen has been owned by Stellantis since 2021. Previous part of the PSA group after Peugeot acquired an 89.95 share in 76. Okay. All right then. So there we have it, Rabbit. That is good to know. That is good to know. Okay, awesome. Excellent. So I'm so glad that I asked that question, and now my mouse won't work because it's got cat hair all in it. And oh my goodness, you guys, hold on. God dang it. Hold on. Oh, they tax it by horsepower. Interesting. It's still a clown car. It does look like a clown car. And you mean it's the people's car of France? Got it. And Andre, yes, I'll bet you do. Let me go back to that car. Yes, I bet you do know exactly where that picture was taken. That is precisely exactly where it is. So, yeah, so there we have it, Rabbit. All right. 2CV, hold on. 2CV, Dr. Steve is all about the old cars. Awesome, dude. I'm so glad that I asked you guys. And Terry coming in, the French excel at clown cars. And that's where you get gas when you're there. Got it. And no, I don't have any Japanese, Swedish, or German cars or pictures of them. I just saw that car, knew that it wasn't a Volkswagen, and had to take a picture. And then I went to the bar and asked my car guy, what kind of car is it? And he was like, I know, but he couldn't remember. He was on the tip of his tongue. And so then I thought I would bring it to your attention. Oh, you mean, do I own one as a daily? I do. I have a Subaru. So yeah, I have a Japanese car. I have a Subaru. My sister used to be a huge fan of Volkswagens. I'm not a fan of Volkswagens. They're too rattly. They just rattle after a while. But I do like my Subaru. Yes, I love my Subaru. And Subaru is good-ish. I love my Subaru because I'm a manual transmission person, and not very many cars are sold in the US as manual transmissions unless they're sports cars, and I don't want a sports car. And so yeah. And yeah, Andre, you've only owned the Volkswagens, right? So you have an affinity for them. And honestly, dude, people who love Volkswagens love their Volkswagens. So, you know, total cult following without a doubt. Not too dissimilar to those who love their Jeeps and, well, those who love their Subarus. Volkswagen Jetta does have a manual, but you have to see, Andre, I don't like the Jetta because first off, that was my sister's car, and second off, it was rattly. It was just too rattly. And right, you've only drove in an automatic once, you've owned 6 cars and all manual, but that's very normal in Europe. I know, dude. I know. It makes me jealous and angry because I want it to be more normal here, but it's just becoming less and less normal. And then with electronic cars, I mean, I don't even know. Yeah, that was gibberish. I don't even know how to explain the thoughts, but I don't think you can even make a manual transmission in an electronic car. And I really don't know what I'm talking about here at all. But that's the impression I get. And I don't think I'm going to like that. And your precious 10-year-old Prius has traveled across country, crossed ocean, and lived in 4 states. She's still purring. That's awesome. But Piccola T, does the Prius have a manual transmission? Is that an option? And oh no, BB Bang, it's becoming more uncommon in Europe now too. Scandinavia and Finland has on average older cars still compared to a lot of countries, so there's more manuals. Got it. Yeah, you know, I've noticed that like in Norway, they really get new cars a lot. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just the people I know in Norway that do that. Okay, so no, it's an automatic, it's a hybrid. Yeah, see, I didn't think that any of those kind of cars would come in manuals. And Darlene, of course you've had great luck with your Toyota Camry. Like that's probably one of the most stable cars ever. But if you do have to eventually give her up, well, you know, Subaru's a good one, especially in wet roads. Yes, indeedy, Piccola T. You've got it. That's right. Colorado and Washington are the 2 most Subaru buying states for reasons. And Norway is one of the richer countries in Nordic nations, so they got money. Yeah, I had a feeling that might have to do with it. And Terry, okay, coming in with the facts. In short, no. You cannot get a manual electric car because there's no need for them to have gears. That's what I thought. Meaning most electric cars are automatic. That being said, Ford created a unique electric Mustang model with a manual transmission, though this car was a one-off and unlikely to ever hit the road. Got it. I don't like the electric Mustang anyway. It is really ugly. It is really ugly. And Andre, Subaru is owned by Toyota now, right? Honestly, I thought that Subaru was still Subaru. I don't think they're owned by Toyota, but I definitely don't know what I'm talking about. But I do know that Subaru makes a lot of the cars in the States as opposed to in Japan. But that's all I know. That doesn't mean they're not a part of the Toyota umbrella. And Pussycat, I know that you keep saying this, the Mach-E is not a Mustang, it's an EV, but they market it as the Mustang. They do. Ford calls it a Mustang. I know that you don't on principle, and I can appreciate that. But if Ford calls it a Mustang, oh, my friend, I know it stings, but it's a Mustang. It's the ugliest Mustang on the fucking world, though. No, it's a Mach-E. Rare, says Pussycat. And the Subaru electric car is made by Toyota. I didn't even know Subaru had an electric car. And Toyota only owns 20% of Subaru, making it the largest single shareholder. Okay. Got it. Okay. And Kenny was saying you've had nothing but Chevy trucks and SUVs since 86. You're a permanent member of Bowtie Nation. It took me a minute to figure out what that meant, but yeah, okay. Your current bow tie has been getting me around since 2009. Love your blue. There you have it. All right, so we've got 4 minutes left till the bottom of the hour, and I meant to tell you guys this earlier in the stream, so we're going to make this one really quick. For those of you who know the ugliest Mustang was the Fox body, oh, I'm going to have to look that one up. I really hate the hatchback, racerback Mustangs. They're just ugly. I'm going to see what a Fox body is. But, okay. Oh, thank you so much, Andre, for the 500 biddies. Thank you so much. So, you guys, if you were here last stream, you might have remembered that my kitty cats were having some issues. No, that's not true. My one kitty cat was having an issue. Dusty Boy was having an issue. And actually, I was a little bit concerned. And we discussed taking him to the vet. Taking him to the vet is still on the table as an option, but I don't think I need to do that, you guys, because after I Bondage Metal Freak, thank you so much for getting that gift sub by Andre. Andre, thank you so much for doing that. Gift subbing that is. But you guys, so after I got off the stream with all y'all on Wednesday, I went and did some things and looked some things up and did some research, and it looked like, from what I could research, the symptoms he was having are often indicative of a food allergy or intolerance. And so he's been on the same food basically for his entire life. He and his sister both, and they did really well on it. For a quick minute, I had to switch them to a different brand of food, and unfortunately, that different brand of food made Ashes gain weight like nobody's business. So I had to put them back on the limited ingredient green pea protein and chicken formula. Well, green pea protein very rarely is an allergen with cats, but chicken is. And so I went to the pet store, and I just bought a different formula, the same brand, green pea, limited ingredient cat food, but instead of the chicken and green pea, I got the duck and green pea. And so brought that home. Poor little Dusty dude, he loves his crunchies, right? And I didn't realize just how little he had been eating the previous few days. And so when I put down that duck stuff, he gobbled it up like nobody's business. His sister seemed to like it. She likes the chicken also, though, so I'm trying to keep both as an option, but keep him towards the duck. That's been a juggling thing. But the point is, after 3 days of the new food, he hasn't exhibited one symptom of anything. Whereas prior to the food, he was at least once, if not twice a day. So for 3 days, zero symptoms. So I think it was just an allergy to chicken. I think he's just allergic to chicken. And I don't necessarily have to take him to the vet yet. Because he seems to be doing just fine and dandy now. So I'm not going to put him on tofu. I'm going to save the tofu for Rick. In fact, Rick, you know what? I've got green tofu for you. That's right. That's what this is today. This is green tofu. Green tofu. And let's see here. Soy intolerance, on the other hand, is a non-allergic food reaction that occurs when the body has difficulty digesting soy. People with soy intolerance may experience symptoms such as bloating, gas, and after consuming soy, but they don't experience an immune response. Got it. No, I'm not going to switch him to tofu. I'm definitely not going to switch him to tofu. I'm going to switch Rick to tofu. But yeah, they're on a duck and green pea protein diet. They've got no grains in their diet. It's a limited ingredient diet that has no wheat, no soy, no grains, just the green pea protein, the meat protein, and then I don't really know what else. But they've done great on it up until fairly recently. And now switching from chicken to duck, I think so far everything is good. And yeah, my cats are way West Coast hipsters. That is true. They are. They'd be vegan if they could be. Yes, I can. It's called Natural Balance. Picola tea. It's called Natural Balance, limited ingredient, green pea and duck, green pea and chicken, or green pea and salmon. I haven't tried the salmon. The green pea and chicken is what they always had, but the green pea and duck, Natural Balance, limited ingredient. Natural Balance has a lot of options. They've got options for fat cats. They've got options for indoor cats. They've got options for blah, 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 blah. Not all of them are limited ingredient. The limited ingredient one is what my kitties have always been on, and until recently, like I said, been doing very well on. All right, so, yes, only free-range vegans. My cat will not eat a caged vegan, only a free-range one. Precisely. That is exactly it. So, on that note, y'all, I guess we're going to have to wrap it up because we are 2 minutes past the bottom of the hour. And yes, I know, I saw the warnings. I ignored them. I saw them and I warned them. I ignored them. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out and put up with all the random babbles. I want to thank you for telling me what flippin' flirpin' car that's been, because it's actually been on my mind for weeks. I want to thank you for gift subs, resubs, all the subs, all the biddies. But mostly I want to thank you guys for hanging out, and I want to thank the mods for being here, even though I don't think you had to do anything today, which is exactly the most perfect day that we always want. So, we're going to see each other hopefully on someday. What day? Wednesday? We're going to say Wednesday. Let's see each other on Wednesday, okay? All right. Super stoked we all could be here, and thank you guys all for being the entertaining ones that you guys are. And, let's see here. Darlene says that vegetarians... Hold on. Before we do it. Darlene says, my daughter, the veterinarian, says good healthy ingredients and stay away from inflammatory oils. Yes. I'll have to check the ingredients for what kind of oils there are, because I have no idea. All right, you guys. Super stoked that we're here together and Puzzy Cat's exited the building, so we better too. All right, y'all. See you soon.